In a world of hostility and cutthroat competition, most founders just keep to themselves. They build their businesses in stealth mode, they get defensive when people question their ambition, and they rarely contribute to their communities, afraid to be called out or receive the wrong kind of attention. But is fear-based entrepreneurship truly the path that you want to go down? Is holding back and fiercely protecting your secrets a suitable way to build something that truly serves and empowers others? I don't think so. It is time to stop hiding in the shadows, and instead, we should all aim to be the kindest person in the room. And many creators, successful creators, have understood this. Showing appreciation and gratitude, offering help and support, and being genuine and authentic can all help to build trust and credibility. Much more than having the logos of a few well-known enterprise brands on your landing page. That is not enough anymore. Business is more and more about the people behind the products. And never before have we been so close to the creators of the things that we use and consume. We now have a live feed into their decision-making processes, and with that level of access come many expectations. When we see the founders behind the solutions that we use as those honest contributors to the communities that we're in, we equate that with the seriousness of the business. If they help, they're nice and the business is good. Look at Justin Jackson and his business, Transistor FM. Every day, Justin is out there on Twitter and Mastodon helping freshly minted podcast hosts figure out their first steps. He talks about building a bootstrap business, Transistor, in a highly competitive space just as much. And that helps other aspiring founders with insights and the solace in the fact that it's a challenging journey at any point. Justin is always kind, even when he argues with his peers about the nuances of running a business or growing a podcast. And this kindness is why you likely heard of Justin long before I just mentioned him. Justin isn't just yet another expert in self-funded businesses or the podcast hosting world. He's a friendly, supportive, and uplifting contributor to the communities that he serves and frequents. Justin is the kindest person in the room wherever he goes. And that attracts not just reputation, it also attracts imitation and reciprocation. People around a kind person will act more kindly towards that person and everyone else around them. That's also how I feel about my fellow creator KP, who I talked to this week. When KP talks, there's no pretense. He's always just himself, a kind and supportive entrepreneur on a mission to empower as many other founders as possible. And this kindness lights up every room he's in. Even just talking about him just makes me happy. And it lights up the work that these wonderful people produce. And when people talk about Transistor FM, Justin's work, they speak of a great product created by founders who really care. They mention how accessible the founders are, and that's a sign of community involvement, and how they seem to truly listen to their customers. And when people then work with KP, they can't help sharing their experiences of this empowerment and service that KP is doing every single day. Kindness begets kindness. And still, many founders struggle to talk about their work in that way. They fear that promoting themselves and what they do will make them seem needy and unkind. But in the attention economy, that perspective is entirely outdated. It's wrong. When you have something truly helpful to offer, sharing it is an act of kindness. If you have something that can improve someone's life or is a valuable experience to share, others should know about it. By sharing what you have to offer, you're empowering them. And that's a kind and generous thing to do. But it's essential to be honest about what you're sharing. If you're promoting a product or a service that you know isn't going to be helpful to others, these money-making grifts that we see on Twitter and YouTube and all over the world every day, well, that's not kind. Neither is spreading misinformation that only serves you. In fact, that's just dishonest and unhelpful. But self-promotion doesn't have to be selfish. It can be selfless, aimed at helping and empowering those who need it the most. And it still needs to happen in public. Build it and they will come? That's a dream. In reality, people need to and want to be told about what's available to them. If you have something valuable to offer, let others know about it. You can't expect them to find you if you're just hiding in the shadows. So be sure to share your offering and be proud of it. but not all public kindness will be met with friendly acknowledgement. Sometimes people will respond with vitriol or cynicism and occasionally hate as well. And that's where kindness alone won't be good enough anymore. Tolerance ends where hostility begins. Don't get me wrong, it's important to be kind and understanding of others, but there comes the point where tolerance is no longer appropriate. When someone is being hostile or abusive, it's not kind to yourself or to others to continue to engage with them. It's the old adage, they drag you down to that level and then beat you with experience. Remember that you communicating in public shines a light not just on yourself, but also on those that you're interacting with. But you don't need to ignore people like that at the slightest sign of malcontent either. Showing empathy is the key to diffusing potential negative exchanges before they derail into outright hostility. When someone is upset or angry, and that happens on Twitter every single day, try to understand where they're coming from. You can help calm the situation and find a resolution by showing empathy and understanding. Just put yourself back a little bit and listen. Be patient and kind, even when dealing with difficult people. And this might not save everyone out there from being a jerk, but it will give them the experience of being heard and respected, if only for a while. And for many people, that is a surprise, that someone could be kind to them. And it only should ever be just for a while, because sometimes blocking someone is an act of kindness towards your community at large. If someone is being abusive or toxic, continuing to engage with them will allow negativity to seep into the social streams of those who follow you for your kindness. So take action to protect yourself and others in your community from that kind of stuff. Blocking or just ignoring a troll stops their negative behavior from continuing to harm others around you. Unfortunately, not everyone will respond positively to kindness. So some people may take advantage of that too, or use it to manipulate others. And in these situations, it's important to set boundaries and protect yourself. A negativity bias, we should talk about that too. That's the tendency to remember negative events much more vividly than positive ones. It's a strong force that keeps people from being kind to others after witnessing someone's resistance to it or being unkind to them. And what you can do is just look at people like Justin Jackson and KP. Their thoughts and actions, they've been met with negativity hundreds of times, yet they're still carrying on empowering and serving founders and creators alike every single day. That's because they know who to listen to and who to ignore. So be the kind of person you want to see more in your communities, being kind and supportive and empathetic that can create a much more positive and inclusive environment for ourselves and for the others around us. Kindness is a positive force that can change the world around us, and it's a simple act of compassion and understanding that makes a profound difference in the lives of those we care about, who we want to empower, serve, our peers, everyone. When we are kind, we create this ripple effect of positivity that touches everyone we encounter. And that's just wonderful. The effects of kindness are far-reaching and can be seen in every aspect of our lives. It makes our relationships stronger and more meaningful. It changes how we see ourselves, giving us a sense of purpose and self-worth. It creates opportunities. It's really, really positive. And when we're kind, we inspire people to be kind in return. And this creates a cycle of positivity that can change our world and the world at large. Kindness is a color that touches everything it comes into contact with. A kind gesture can illuminate the darkest corners of the world, if just for a second. And it's a simple act that makes the world a better place, one person at a time. It's a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there's still hope. And it's a color that we should all strive to bring into our lives and the lives of those around us. And it's a color that can change everything. So be kind.